They thought they were clever. They took your photo, your face, your presence, your very essence, and slid it across the table to a man who lives in shadows, a man who ends stories before they're finished. But this wasn't about pulling a trigger. This was something deeper. They wanted to know who you really were. They believed a hitman could read you like an open book. One glance, one silent calculation. And yet when his eyes met yours in that frozen image, something happened, something no one expected. The air shifted, his pulse quickened, the stillness of the room turned heavy, because what he saw wasn't a target. It was something far more dangerous, something he couldn't predict. They didn't send your photo to him for elimination. This was different. They wanted insight, prediction, control. They believed a man who moves in silence could understand the chaos inside you, that he could map your strengths, your weaknesses, turn you into a neat little file. Numbers, facts, vulnerabilities, something they could manage, something they could contain. They thought danger would speak the same language as danger, that his eyes could strip away your layers. But they forgot one thing. A hitman doesn't fear death. He fears the unpredictable. And you are a storm, a force that doesn't follow rules, a wave that doesn't break where they expect. From the moment he saw your picture, the game changed. The lines between hunter and hunted blurred. He has seen it all. Faces frozen in fear, eyes gone cold. The last expressions of people who knew their time was over. But yours was different. It didn't carry fear, it carried fire. He leaned closer, studied the lines, the shadows, the depth behind your stare. It unsettled him, not because you looked dangerous, but because you looked alive in a way that couldn't be calculated. In his world, precision is everything. He reads people in seconds. Knows who will run, knows who will fight, knows who will break, but you didn't fit, you didn't tick the boxes, you didn't match the patterns, you were something he couldn't chart, and that made you dangerous in a way no weapon ever could. It's easy to aim at a target you understand, but you were unreadable. He saw your scars, not as damage, but as proof you've survived. Every jagged mark a victory, every wound a story. He saw the fire in your eyes, not as a spark, but as an inferno, the kind that consumes everything in its path. He saw chaos and control existing together, a paradox that defies explanation. He saw strength that doesn't need to shout, power that doesn't need to prove itself. He saw the nights you fought battles no one knew about, the mornings you stood up when everything tried to keep you down. And he understood something your enemies never will. You are not just unpredictable, you are untouchable. The kind of force that turns predators into prey. The ones who sent your photo wanted weaknesses. They wanted a plan. They wanted a way to control you, but they got something else. They got the truth. That truth terrified them because you are not a formula they can solve. You are not a cage they can lock. You are a force that bends the world around you, a threat to their comfort, a danger to their control. You are a mirror they don't want to face, one that shows them everything they fear in themselves. They didn't expect their own insecurities to stare back at them, and once you've seen someone's fear, you own a part of them. Something shifted in that moment. The hunter paused. The predator hesitated because he realized you weren't prey. You weren't even the opponent. You were the storm itself. and storms cannot be hunted. In trying to predict you, they awakened something worse, something that thrives on challenge, something that feeds on pressure. The hitman's mission changed. He was no longer the one in control. You were, and deep down, he knew. He wasn't studying you anymore. He was witnessing you. Why did they want to control you? Was it fear, jealousy, a desperate attempt to contain what they couldn't understand? It doesn't matter. What matters is this: they underestimated you. They thought you would break. They thought you would run. They thought you would fade quietly, but you didn't. You rose, you fought, you became more than they could ever imagine. You are not a victim of circumstance. You are the architect of your survival. Every heartbreak became fuel. Every betrayal became armor. Every loss became the foundation you stand on now. Picture this. The hitman sets your photo down. He leans back. He knows he can't touch you because chaos cannot be destroyed. It can only be unleashed. And that is what you are, unleashed. You are not just surviving. You are rewriting the rules. You are dismantling their control. You are shattering their illusions. They wanted to end your story, but they only gave you a bigger stage. They wanted silence. They got thunder. They wanted a victim. They got a storm that refuses to fade. So let them whisper your name. Let them fear your rise. Let them watch from the shadows as you burn brighter than ever. They handed your photo to a hitman expecting an ending. Instead, they witnessed the beginning of something unstoppable. You, the force they can't predict, the storm they can't control. And if you're hearing this, remember, chaos doesn't knock politely. It storms in, it takes over, and it leaves nothing the same. So rise, relentless, unapologetic, unforgettable, because the world is watching, and you are just getting started.